Hi, I'm Dustin Hansen with Graywhale Entertainment.
I'm Zane with Graywhale and Salt Pop.
This is our, last week we mentioned we were going to do, last video we mentioned we were going to do a record store day video and kind of feature all the product. And we've been spending the last 4 days splitting and boxing and reboxing and sending stuff out. And it's a daunting task, and we're now officially exhausted. So we're going to do a shorter version of the RSD video and give you links to where we can find all this stuff. And we have a good friend at another location. Back east there's a really great record store chain called Bull Moose. Chris Brown is the head of that company, and he does a wonderful video every year. He shows you every single piece. So we're going to go over our favorites, and then we're going to link you to that video and the recordstoreday.com list of everything else. And just so you're aware, we basically got everything that's on the video. There's not much we missed, and if, you know, anywhere from 1 to 50 of everything. So we've got everything we can possibly have ordered. We tried so hard to get everything, and we got everything we could. So first and foremost, last video we talked about, or 2 videos ago, I don't know, we talked about Warner Brothers. Our friends at Warner Brothers gave us some test pressings of Record Store Day releases to give away as an enter to win. We received a whole bunch of entries. We want to thank everyone for entering, and we have some winners we want to announce real quick.
Alright, so the Jay-Z Lincoln Park Collision Course test pressed goes to Jeremy. The Regina Spectre, You've Got Time, the Orange is the New Black theme 7-inch goes to Jeanette. The Connor Oberst, Hundreds of Ways with the B-side Fast Friends goes to Jared. The Flaming Lips Seven Skies H3 goes to Eric. And the Mastodon Live at Brixton 2012 test press goes to Brandon. So congratulations to our winners.
We will, you'll have information coming on those, so you don't have to worry about we didn't say your last name in the video, but you'll get that information and you'll know what's going to happen. So thank you for all your entries, and we appreciate you watching the videos and actually participating with us. It makes these things worthwhile and the time we spend on them, so thank you very much.
So now we're going to go over a couple of the things that we're excited about. We don't just tell you to be excited about Record Store Day. We're excited about Record Store Day. We've got our own picks and things that we're into. So we're going to go through a few of the things that we're picking up. So in addition to this stuff that you can see at the other lists. So
we'll just go one by one, rip through these real quick. Zane will start out.
All right, first up, the Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr. That's the Ghostbusters theme song on 10-inch glow-in-the-dark Ghostbusters picture disc vinyl. This has the album version, the instrumental version, the extended version, and the dub version. It's like the coolest thing ever, and it's got a sweet picture of the Ghostbusters on the back too.
Tied to the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters, there's a great art show going on that if you're on the internet, you follow art prints, you'll see that, and then this is a very cool piece if you're a collector. For me, there's Vanguard is a great record label that every year does a list that you can vote on and choose what they're going to print for Record Store Day. So this year they did 4. Joan Baez is one of them, which I'm not as interested in, but the other 3 I was completely thrilled about. Big Mama Thornton, Sassy Mama, Doc Watson's Southbound, and Jack Elliott, self-titled first record before he was technically Ramblin' Jack Elliott. These are all phenomenal, you know, folk/country/blue, you know, kind of blues records. I cannot speak highly enough about Vanguard. If you guys are into any of that kind of stuff, these are classics to put into your record collection.
All right, next up on my list is Creedence Clearwater Revival, the 69 singles. This is Record Store Day white vinyl. It's on 10-inch. The one side features Proud Mary, Born on the Bayou, Bad Moon Rising, and Lodi. The other side is Green River Commotion, Down on the Corner, and Fortunate Son. So it's the greatest collection it's the distilled down Creedence Clearwater Revival collection of the best songs on one little 10-inch from 1969. So it's great. So if you're a fan of CCR, you can't do better than that.
Very cool. Last year for Record Store Day, we did a curated piece where all the Department of Record Stores, all the record store people get a vote, and we did there was a Doors piece that was curated by record store people. This year it's the same thing, curated by record stores, but it's based on Sun Records. So we all got to vote and pick the songs that are on this, and it's out, actually officially done. These are limited to 4,000 copies worldwide. We did get a handful, so you can definitely pick this up. Has a couple of the well-known Sun Records stuff like Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison, Jerry Lee Lewis, but there's some deep cuts and singles from Sun Records that you don't see much unless you bought that big Sun Records box set that came out a year and a half ago. There's great stuff on here. Sonny Burgess, Billy Lee Riley, Little Junior's Blue Flames, Big Memphis Moraine, Rufus Thomas. Just phenomenal. If you're a rockabilly fan or an early Sun Records fan, this is a great collection for you.
Alright, next is the Space Project. This is a collection of various artists. This features new music from Youth Lagoon, Beach House, Spiritualized, Mutual Benefit, a bunch of bands, but basically the idea is that based on the Voyager 1 and 2 missions and recordings from those 2 probes, they've done songs based on the Voyager missions in space. So you get kind of a themed album, but it's a collection of great artists all together. So if you're into any of those bands, or if you're into space like me, or cool retro space art, it's a really cool piece. So, and it is Record Store Day exclusive. Yeah.
Rhino is taking the old original Cotillion Records version of Velvet Underground Loaded, reissued it on red, pink, and white splatter vinyl, limited to 3,000. This was the final album with Lou Reed in Velvet Underground. Features Sweet Jane, Rock and Roll, Who Loves the Sun, classic record. The colorway makes it very, very interesting, and it's nice because on the heels of Lou Reed passing, and then we had the White Light, White Heat reissue. This is a great one to add to your collection if you're a Velvet Underground fan.
Kind of unusual for Record Store Day, but I'm stoked about it. It's 2 video game soundtracks that are getting put out on LP. First is the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon soundtrack by Power Glove. It is the ultimate 80s VHS tape, like retro synth score to anything. It's really like a labor of love if you're into anything 80s, whether it's like old Troma movies or VHS horror films or old sci-fi. This is an amazing soundtrack. It's not just like a game soundtrack, it's just great in general. And it's on double LP pink vinyl, and it comes with a poster. And then this is the music to the Scott Pilgrim video game. It was an amazing beat-em-up side-scrolling video game. All the music is by Anamanaguchi. It's all the Nintendo Core indie punk type stuff. And this is on yellow vinyl, so it's the soundtrack to the video game. And
it has the exact same artwork as the movie soundtrack that they did, the special edition that they did, so it's kind of a pairing. So if you already have the other one, you definitely want to get the video game version.
Yeah, so those are both awesome pieces.
Another classic record on Atco, redone by Rhino Vinyl. This is Otis Redding's Pain in My Heart. It's his debut album. It's featuring Stand By Me, Pain in My Heart, Louie Louie, These Arms of Mine. Classic record. Limited to 5,000, all individually hand numbered. If you're a classic soul fan, this is another one. I mean, Otis Redding's, all his stuff's been released on Rhino over the last like 3 years, reissued, and they're all stunningly beautiful and they sound great. And this is another, just a continuing in that great cycle. So, Otis Redding, Pain in My Heart, classic.
Here's finally something metal that I get to talk about. Mastodon live at Brixton. This is a double LP set. It's 180-gram heavyweight vinyl. It's 23 live songs, and it has a 97-minute concert filmed in HD. So if you're a Mastodon fan, this is a pretty ultimate set to get, and it's numbered out of 2000. You can see it stamped down there. And it doesn't matter if you like early Mastodon, or if you didn't like the Hunter, you liked everything up to the Hunter, or you loved the Hunter and all of it. This has everything from every era, and it's great. So it's a recent performance as well. So really well done package.
Steve Earle released an album 2 years ago called Towns. It was a loving tribute to all Towns Van Zandt songs. This record is basically it's called Towns the Basics. It's that same album, but it's just Steve Earle and his guitar, kind of early version of the songs, really basic stripped down covers that he was doing. I'm really excited about this piece. It sounds awesome. It's limited to 2,000 from New West Records, and if you're a Steve Earle fan, and even if you don't like all his other stuff, but you really like that Towns Van Zandt record, this is a great one because it's just stripped down and really him and a guitar. Awesome.
Pinback, their self-titled debut album, is being released on vinyl for the first time. It's the 15th anniversary edition of the album. It is strictly limited to 2,000 copies, and that's about all there is to say about that. It's a really cool piece if you're into Pinback, because, like I said, it's never been available on vinyl before. So.
Soundtrack mania has hit the world. I mean, with the great companies like Death Waltz and One Way Static and Mondo and all these companies doing amazing soundtracks, you're starting not to have as many that are as cool, but this one features the king of cool, Steve McQueen. This is the Steve McQueen as Bullitt soundtrack, music by Lalo Schifrin. Limited to 1,000 worldwide. It's not even that the soundtrack is amazing, it's just more that the movie's so cool, and this makes it even better. So if you're a Steve McQueen fan or you're a fan of Bullitt, every guy growing up watching this movie wants to wear their guns on side holsters underneath their jacket. So Thank you for Steve McQueen being so cool. And on the back, he's drinking milk.
One last piece for me to talk about, another metal piece. Opeth is reissuing Watershed. It's been out of print for a while. This is being released on limited edition double LP set on green marbled vinyl. So if you're a fan of Opeth, you know that this is a great album from them, and definitely worthy of the reissue and definitely worth picking up.
Speaking of soundtracks, the West of Memphis movie, the documentary West of Memphis that was done by through what's his name, the guy that did Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson and his people, about the West Memphis 3. Nick Cave and Warren Ellis did the soundtrack, the score to that, and it was on the movie. It was very limited to a few songs. This is the complete score, fully done with an MP3 soundtrack. This is, from what we've been told, this is the only time you'll ever be able to get this. This is the only time this stuff will be released complete. What more to say than Nick Cave and Warren Ellis? Every year they do something amazing on Record Store Day, and this is just another piece to pick up. So there you go, West of Memphis soundtrack.
This is Nirvana and Utero in tribute. This is a tribute album to In Utero. But this, mainly what makes this special is the featured list of diverse groups that are contributing to it. You've got Thursday, Circus Survive, J Retard, Ceremony, Were, Young Widows, Mean Jeans, Daughters, Thou, Pygmy Lush, These Arms Are Snakes, Black Math, Horseman. It's a pretty amazing set of artists that are doing an amazing set of songs, and so as various artist collections go, this is a really good tribute album.
Absolutely,
so
it's very cool.
Amazing.
And last but not least, done by our friends at Light in the Attic. Everything they do is a beautiful, heavyweight gatefold. This is Built to Spill, Ultimate Alternative Waivers. It's their first studio record, remastered, redone. It features this track, Built Too Long, parts 1, 2, and 3, which is just an epic Built to Spill early jam. This one is a great one. This is one of my top, hands down, one of my top favorites of the Record Store releases this year. So,
also hand numbered out of 5,000 as well.
Yeah,
so.
And it's very limited, but it's beautiful and amazing. So, if you're a Built to Spill fan and you're like me, you have all the other records, you've been probably chewing your fingernails over this one. So, get in line early and come see us.
Yeah. So.
All right. So that's our truncated. Sorry for the truncated short video, but like I said, we're exhausted.
They were our picks. It was like our weekly videos where we're picking the best of what's out, but it was just our picks of what we liked the most for Record Store.
There are literally hundreds of more releases coming out on Record Store Day. So as a reminder, all Graywhale locations open at 8 a.m. I highly suggest you get in line early as possible if you want the things that are that are truly dear to you, or something you're just freaking out about.
Yeah, it's not an exaggeration to say that people camp out like overnight almost, or they do in some cases. So it's serious.
What we want to make sure is very clear: we're not in the business of pissing people off or ruining people's days. We do the best we can with the ordering. We order as much as we can to service everybody. You're not always going to get what you want, but if you put the effort in, we're bound to have it. So when you go into a store, be patient, be happy, enjoy the day, because there's lots of good stuff. We have double Killer Whale discounts going all day for every person that comes in that's a Killer Whale member. If you're not a member, you can get a card on Saturday, $20 once, lasts you for life, and that discount will run you forever. And we always do these sales throughout the year. There's great events up at our U of U location, and also an event up at our Ogden location at night. So check our Facebook at facebook.com/Graywhale. Check our Instagram and Twitter at Graywhale SLC, and you'll be able to follow along what's going on, see the all the good stuff. You can check the lines, and when you're in a store and you don't have, maybe they're out of something, be sure to ask, because they're happy to look and tell you how many are left at other locations. We can't hold any of this product, we can't discount any of this product, but odds are if it's 9:30 and you're there and they say Sandy still has 3, you can make the drive out there and get lucky.
Yeah,
so
we can make it easy to hunt it down.
Yeah.
So.
This Record Store Day is all about record store fans and people that support our stores. So keep that in mind and come have some fun with us. And we appreciate you watching. And look in the description of the video Zane's going to do. You'll have a link to the entire recordstoreday.com product list. And we'll link you to Chris Brown's hour-long mega video that he does every year that actually features every single piece.
So you can see what these all look like.
Yeah, so if you're curious about what that, David Bowie 7-inch looks like, you can go watch that video and he'll have it for you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for entering to win and playing around with us. And come have some fun on Saturday and, enjoy it. It's one time a year. It's a whole new Christmas for us. So come see us.
See you Saturday.